Hi, I am Gaston Gomez. Coming up next on Global Perspectives, a heart-to-heart conversation about culture and education. Welcome to Global Perspectives, heart-to-heart conversations about culture and education. I am your host, Gaston Gomez, and I am talking to Maria Casaco from Argentina. How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Thank
Hola.
you so much for being here with me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank
Hola,
you.
Gaston.
So tell me about your country. Where were you born? The name of the place?
All right. I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina,
The capital?
the capital of that Argentine Republic, South America. And many, many years ago.
You don't have to give me a
That's
time.
fine. That's fine.
All right. So writing in the capital of
Yes.
Argentina,
Yes.
and where's the capital located? I know some geography, but maybe some of our viewers would like to know if it's on the northern side, central, southern, by the coast.
South America, over the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, limits Chile, Uruguay, Bolivia, Paraguay.
Four countries.
Yes.
Four countries. And so the capital is right in the center of the.
The capital is on the east coast,
So close
on
to
the
the coast.
on the Atlantic Ocean.
Somewhere. So how many languages do you speak?
I speak probably three languages
Three?
actually. Yeah, Spanish, Portuñol, which is Portuguese and Spanish.
Okay, so it's
Because I lived in Brazil for 3 years.
Oh wow! So you speak.
And what
Portuguese.
else? A little bit. No, I think it's only two languages actually.
Okay. So English.
English and Spanish, and a little Portuñol. Yes.
So, growing up, did you go to public or private schools?
Both.
Both. Okay. So tell me the difference between one and the other one in your country.
Okay, I'm talking about many years ago.
Right. No,
okay?
of course. But that's what I'm here. I want
yeah.
to know more about
Yeah,
you
yeah,
and
yeah.
your education.
Public school from kindergarten to probably the beginning of high school, and then I went to Catholic school with very strict nuns. I wasn't doing very well in school at some point.
So mom and dad said you have to go with the
you
nuns.
have to go to Catholic school, which I think was wonderful, and I met wonderful people there. But my father was in the military.
Oh wow.
He was a general in Argentina, and we moved around.
In the country.
In the country.
But not overseas.
No,
Okay.
many times. And I finished my high school, and I graduated as a teacher in northern of Argentina in a province called Corrientes.
Corrientes.
That was really very interesting and very,
Yeah.
very fun time that we had there.
Wow. So going back to your education, you say you went to public school from pre-K all the way through almost high school.
Probably, yes.
And free, no fees, nothing to pay.
No.
And mandatory attendance.
Mandatory attendance.
Okay.
In Argentina, at least at that time, it was mandatory kinder through high school.
Okay. What happened if you decided not to go to school? What was the punishment or a fee or legal courts for your parents to go, or is really nothing?
It wasn't.
related
It
to
wasn't a fee involved in relationship to what we have here in the United States.
Okay.
At that time, everybody went to school. Everybody went to school, and higher education was really the important thing to achieve.
All right. So everybody had a target. More education, higher education, the better for you.
The majority of the middle class people
Okay.
were interested in getting higher education.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that with
Yeah.
me. This is really good to know. Boys and girls going together with
In public school,
public
yes.
schools, yes.
In public school, yes.
But not with the nuns.
No, with the nuns. With the nuns,
I
they were
went
all,
to private schools too with nuns, and
they were all girls.
it was different for me, in a way that so boys and girls together in public schools.
Correct.
Uniform, lunch and breakfast and lunch provided.
No, well, yeah, the uniform that we have was a white delantal, guardapolvo,
Wow.
for boys and for girls.
Wow. So everybody wearing white.
Everybody were white.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
And breakfast and lunch provided. Transportation. Do you have to walk to the school? How long?
No, no. we were taken to school. I really don't remember, but in Buenos Aires you take a public bus, and it goes everywhere.
Okay.
It's not a problem about that. But normally we didn't have in public school the whole day. We had morning or afternoon, and then if you were going in morning time, you go back to your house to have lunch, or you have lunch and then you go to school in the afternoon.
Wow. So you had the lunch break, go home, maybe a nap or no nap?
No nap.
No nap.
But nap is very big in Buenos Aires.
It is
At least
nap is very
in Latin America.
popular in
Latin
America.
Oh yes.
You go home after work.
Oh yes.
To eat lunch, take a little nap, and then come back. So it's different from our U.S. culture.
And the other thing is, this is very interesting. Normally here in the States, we don't drink alcohol during the day. We drink it social time
Not
or
even
whatever.
a glass of wine.
And I remember,
executives.
but at lunchtime in Buenos Aires, people go and have a wonderful lunch with wine included.
Same in Italy and Spain.
Yes,
I believe in Portugal they drink some wine for lunch, even younger.
And we have a huge
family members.
Spaniard and Italian immigration in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, actually.
Italians,
yeah, we do almost
and
the
some
same
German
thing.
too, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, see, I'm learning more from you, Maria.
Thank you.
And so my next question is, when you were in public schools, what was the expectation like for your parents? Involvement-wise, like were they part of your education? Did they ask you questions about what you learned today, and were they called to your school for meetings prior or after school? Did you get in trouble? Usually you were in trouble.
Parents, at least mine, they were totally involved.
They were very
involved. Mom was a teacher. And
she was a teacher.
She was a teacher.
What grade?
Actually, kindergarten and first grade.
Wow.
For
so the
many years.
Awesome.
For us, again, education was the most important thing. It actually wasn't an expectation. That was really what you needed to do. You know, if you were in school, you needed to go and learn and study and be a good child, and that's about it.
So growing up, it was totally normal in your household.
Yes.
To talk about what you learned that day, about geography or math or science.
Yeah, but that involvement wasn't so much as you have it here.
Okay.
The teachers taught you at school, and then you need to do your homework, and that's about it. You know, you didn't have the mom or dad
asking you
behind your back, you know, looking for what you were doing. The expectation was that the teachers were teaching you, and that was
a role to teach you and your parents to feed you and provide you with the best. Now, one of my other questions I have for you, I have so many questions that I would like to have all day with you.
Thank you.
But you know, going back to your school age, I know your parents were involved. Now, looking outside of your school, other families, were they involved too?
Yes.
Yeah. So in your culture, it's pretty much important for the parents to be involved in the kids' education, in the children's education.
The time verb is different now because again, and at that time, everybody was involved, and the expectation was that everybody needed to learn and go to school.
Okay.
But
so it was very essential
very
for you
strong
guys to get educated.
And essential.
And still nowadays, I am sure.
Now probably again with all these years and corruption and the form of government that we have in the last probably 20 years, things really have changed.
So education is tougher nowadays? Is that what you're saying?
It is tougher, but also when you have these social problems involved, some people don't give the education the role that education deserves, and you have so many people that they don't go to school.
Wow.
We have a huge literacy level in Argentina for many years, and a lot of universities throughout the country. But now, again, because of political situation, things have changed dramatically.
So you're pretty much telling me that nowadays illiteracy is higher than it used to be back in the,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
It's not the
yes.
opposite. In
Yes,
most countries,
yes,
it's the opposite.
yes,
There's more
yes.
literacy, there's more education, maybe more free higher education, perhaps, but not.
And that's
not
sad because, in general, when we thought about Argentina for many, many years, we thought it was a very educated society.
Mm-hmm.
But things change,
You're
as
right.
you know.
Right. Well, thanks for sharing that. It's very
Thanks.
interesting to learn more about your culture and your country. Next question. Why did you move to the United States?
I moved to
Now
the
here you can give me a time,
okay.
if you would like.
I moved to the U.S. Probably 20, I think close to 24 years ago.
Ah.
Back in 1988, December. I came with a permanent resident status. My three kids were born in Argentina, but my ex-husband was an American citizen, and then from birth the kids were American citizens.
Right, right.
But I have to earn it, my
Yeah.
citizenship here. And the reason that I came here is because my in-laws were living here in Annapolis, Maryland, and we decided to come to Annapolis, which I love this city, and I love all this area.
Right.
I'm very happy.
That was one of my other questions later on. Why Anne Arundel County in Maryland? So you came here with your children and your husband?
With my children, actually.
Okay.
My husband was already here.
Okay, he was already here.
Yes.
But when you came here, he was here waiting for you.
I don't know if he was waiting for me, but
no, tell us
he
more
was.
about
No, he was here, and we were actually separating at that time. But from my entire life, and I know that is one of your questions. Don't ask me why, but I'm the only one in my family that wanted to come to live to the United States. I don't know why.
Well, maybe.
I don't know why.
Well, you fell in love with a U.S. citizen person.
Yes, probably.
So maybe
that
that's
was
why you were interested in the U.S. culture.
That was in my destiny, probably.
But your kids live here now? When
Oh yes,
I have.
My kids are here. One
grandchildren.
Two. My youngest daughter just married last year. She lives in California, and my other two kids live in the area.
All right. So, any of your grandchildren came to our wonderful schools, ACPS schools?
Actually, the youngest is 3.5. He's not. He didn't start yet.
School, yeah.
The oldest, he goes to public school.
Awesome. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice to learn all these things about you. So, why did you choose Anne Arundel County? Because of your in-laws.
My in-laws. They're living in Annapolis.
Which is a beautiful city, the capital
beautiful
of the state.
City. My father-in-law was an architect and also a sailor.
Wow,
sailing yachts, and also I lived in Brazil for 3 years in a sailing boat, living from Buenos Aires to Rio de Janeiro with my two kids at that time. Big sailors.
Wow,
and
that is so good.
Yeah. It was really very interesting, and the only thing that I knew about Annapolis was the Naval Academy, but then when I came
here,
it's huge.
It's Annapolis
it's absolutely
pretty much
huge.
In the I would say the East Coast.
Absolutely huge. But then when you start, and I lived in Annapolis and I bought a house in Annapolis, I feel so blessed because it's a wonderful city.
It is a beautiful city to live.
And also to work, 3 miles from my house.
That's one of my other questions.
Amazing.
Don't tell me much yet.
Amazing.
Because I know you have so many good things to tell us about you. Going back to when you moved here, you learned about the U.S. because of your husband or ex-husband, and maybe your children back, when they were born in Argentina. But you guys discussed the United States and our culture here. What was your first, I would say, reaction? Your initial reaction that it was like whoa, or cultural shock when you moved to the United States?
I do remember this very vividly. We were coming from the airport when I arrived with my kids.
Was it the one in Reagan in D.C. or BWI? Do you recall?
I think it was Dallas.
Dallas.
I think.
Yeah.
And we were going towards my in-laws. They live in West Annapolis, and on Ritchie Highway on Route 50, I saw this huge American flag, and I remember so vividly until today. it was huge, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I'm here."
Yeah.
That
Wow.
was
So
my
the
first.
moment, that's beautiful. So now when you arrived to the airport,
No, because
now when you went through customs to say, you show us your papers.
when I arrived in Miami.
Oh.
Everybody spoke
Spanish.
Spanish,
So you felt
and
like you
I
were part of.
couldn't believe that. I said, "Why I'm here in the States, you know?" And
That's interesting.
that was very interesting.
So you felt on Ritchie Highway in Glen Burnie.
That was
You felt like, wow, I am in the United States.
that
now.
was and it's so
Wow.
vividly.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
That
Our
the
flag is a
huge
beautiful
thing-
flag,
oh,
isn't it?
yeah, the
Yes,
colors.
I love it. I love the colors and I love the way it waves.
Exactly.
Just a beautiful
And
flag,
that is
and I am
that is
proud.
what I remember.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, that's good to know. Now, shock, cultural shock. What was it that you were like, whoa, this is too much for me, or way too different from where I am coming from? Tell me something that it was like, whoa, to you, like a moment.
I didn't have any wow moments because I was I came here with my kids. They were very young, and it was something very heavy for me, to be not by myself because I really had my in-laws support all the time, but I was very into them, into their education, that I didn't have much time to think about the huge differences, which they are.
Right,
They
right.
are absolutely huge differences. But the safety, the security, the cleanliness, the people, they were so friendly. That was something that it wasn't a shock, but it was something that I
Like
was really looking forward
Right.
to it. And since then, I felt so welcome. I came to the States without knowing a word of English.
Wow.
My kids, they went to West Annapolis to the elementary school there, and in the
It's
evening.
one of our older schools,
Yes,
West Annapolis.
and in the evening time, I was taking my English classes at one of my kids' schools.
You were.
And they were classes from the community college taught at.
And we're still running those classes here for free.
Absolutely. I'm talking about 25 something years ago, and it was amazing because I started, learning the language with my kids. Or it was interesting.
So you
very
were learning
interesting.
along your kids.
Yes.
Alongside your
Yes,
kids.
yes,
That's
yes,
awesome.
yes.
But
yes.
now your English is perfect.
Ah,
Hey, you conversing with me?
yeah, absolutely.
And I
But,
have an accent
it could be much better too. But I'm very happy.
Good, good. Well,
I'm very
again, I
happy.
am so happy that you are here with me.
Thank you.
Overall, what do you think are some of the biggest cultural differences between Argentina and the United States? Overall, I know we have many, or you may have many. I know compared with my
Probably
country of
the way that government works, and even we are in very difficult situations right now with regard to immigration and the government. But the safety for me is something that is really important.
Okay.
And the consistency on so many different organisms that support families here. I work with immigrants, the immigrant community, particularly with the Hispanic Latino community, but also I'm going to start working with all immigrants in the whole county. And what we are doing here is to support them in the sense that all the things that they didn't have in their countries, we welcome them here because many of them are here and they chose to be here as with a permanent residence status or as citizens, and this is home for them now, which for me is home now for the last 20-something years, and to give them what was missing in their countries, but at the same time not losing their own identities, because
not to lose their core.
Exactly.
Not to lose what they
to live, and that many people ask me this, and for me it's very interesting because I haven't lost my own identity, but at the same time I get the best of both worlds. That's the beauty for me.
Yes, good. And I understand what you're saying because I do feel the same way about my culture and being a U.S. citizen and enjoying both cultures and both, anything related to my country.
Sure, and also that is what we want to offer to our immigrant
To our
community here.
new families or
exactly.
Exactly. New newcomers.
Newcomers.
So, what do you do for business? What do you do for work? I know you mentioned something about what you do here, but tell me more about what your specific role in the county. You have a very important role in the county.
I am so blessed to work for the county, and I've been doing this for almost 23 years. Working with Hispanics. I started working for the Arundel County Health Department in a program called the Hispanic Initiative, working with the immigrant community at that time, and since 2007 I was promoted. It was a wonderful position with the county executive at that time. I had 3 administrations working for, and working with the immigrant community, but also in my capacity as a grants administrator as of probably last month, because we are working on a new project that is going to be known very soon in regard to working with all immigrants in the county.
In the county. So what is your title in the county now?
Hispanic Latino Liaison to the county executive.
To the county executive. So anything related to Hispanics, Maria Casaco is...
And also now, very soon,
it will be for the whole
a new perspective,
entire immigrant community in the county.
Which I
From the
feel
executive office.
very
Awesome.
excited. Very excited
that's
about
wonderful.
that. Yes.
And I know you deserve that.
Oh, thank you so
I know
much.
you have done terrific jobs.
For me, this is not a job. I'm telling you, Gaston, this is a labor of love. Yes.
Good, good,
totally.
good. And so, tell me more. What else can you share with us? I know we have a few minutes left, and I know I have so many other questions, but we're gonna do hopefully a redo, maybe part 2 interview. But for now, anything else that you would like to share with me, with our viewers about Anne Arundel County, the executive office? I know your position is a non-partisan position, so you work for whoever executive is.
Correct, correct. In this case, the county executive, Steve Chu, he's a Republican, and this is a Republican administration. But I can say firsthand that working with the immigrant community and working with the Hispanic Latino community has nothing to do with being partisan or not. Is offering the services that the county provides, and we are very happy to offer those services to people who many times, and perhaps when you mention about the cultural shock, I'm thinking that I came with higher education to this country. I'm a psychologist in my country. But there are so many people that came here with families or only individuals that they don't have that higher education that is needed in order to probably be more integrated.
Perhaps
to this
no education
society,
at all. Some of them come with zero
at all.
education.
But also at the same time, you have people with no education that open businesses.
Right.
And perhaps
the American dream.
The American dream. A little English, but at the same time, that strength and that, the ganas, the drive that they have to, not only to survive, but also to succeed in this absolutely fantastic country that we have here.
And I know, working in Anne Arundel County, I love it here, very welcoming community, and co-workers, personnel, everybody is such a great team to work for, and the citizens of Anne Arundel County are welcoming, they're friendly, loving and caring, and respectful of each other's
absolutely. And in my capacity, background. I'm working with the school system, I'm working with the police department, city or county police department, I'm working with media, and it's with the churches. I cannot forget the churches. We have 24 very dynamic Hispanic churches that offer services to the Hispanic Latino community, and these pastors and priests are really involved in their communities. Working with wonderful people that are, in all these different agencies, and many of them are Spanish speaking, are also native speakers, which for me is fantastic.
Right.
You're one of those.
Good.
And it's amazing. And also, I have to say that the public school system have done and is doing a wonderful, wonderful work and job working with not only Hispanic, but all immigrants and people.
And I can
who are
witness for
here.
that. I am part of the team, one of the best teams
You
to
are,
work for.
you are, you are.
Maria, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to
pleasure.
seeing you again eventually.
Anytime.
It is always
Let me give you a kiss.
maybe next time
Mwah.
we do a tango.
We have to.
All right.
We have to.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
and we'll see you again.